Welcome back to the final Photoshop collage video. So now that you have started collecting and cutting and pasting your images and pulling them into your collage, what now? So what you want to do is work in your layers. So go to Window, make sure Layers is open. I'll pull my palette over so you can see it. Another great thing about the flexibility of this is you can see all of your layers. So every picture that you brought into Photoshop will have its own layer, and they are defined over here. They're shown over here. There is a way to, here in the panel options, you can make the icons a little larger if you want to. I'm going to leave mine small because they end up taking up a lot of room, but in the layer panel options you can make them a little bit bigger. But there are other ways to find out where your objects are. If you have your Move tool selected, you can right click on any image and it will tell you every layer that you're over, and you can click one of those layers, and if you're in the right one, it will select it for you. So one great way to be able to tell what's selected and manipulate things a little easier is the transform controls. So the easiest way to use those is when you're in your Move tool along the control panel, you just check transform controls, and any layer that you are clicked on will show that little bounding box. So that's a really easy way to right click and okay, layer 1, oh nope, that's not the one I wanted this one, must be layer 5, yep, I've got it. So it'll automatically select it for you. You can also use the visibility to try to figure out which layer. So you click on the little eye icon next to each layer and it will show you by making it invisible and visible again. Another way to be able to edit and transform all of your imagery is to use the transform control menu, and that once you are selected onto a layer, go to edit, transform, and here you have scale, rotate, skew, distort, perspective, and warp. Then you can rotate things, you can even flip it completely around. Once you do one of the actions, then it puts a contextual menu, which is a menu wherever you are in your mouse. So I can just right click. Oh, it used to. So you still have to do one of the physical actions. So as soon as I scaled it, then I can right click and get into the rest of them. So I can rotate by coming to the corner or by choosing rotate. I can skew. Skew allows you to manipulate just certain corners of it or certain points of it on its own. That can really help create the illusion of a photo composite, that something might really be in a three-dimensional space. Distort lets you distort that perspective. And then perspective is another tool that's good for like making it look like it's on a wall or a road going away from you. And then warp puts it on a grid and allows you to manipulate the sections of the grid, the points, the curves, and the lines too far. With a lot of Photoshop tools, just like you saw, you have to be careful. It can really go too far. Let's see it though. Whoa, I'll back up one. So when you are transforming, you'll notice it seems like I'm stuck. I can't really do anything because it needs me to apply that transformation. So what you do, so you don't have to do that every time, is just double click inside of it, or click this little checkbox, or click the circle slash to deny it. But I want to see what I got here. So it's going to grab it for me. It's going to take a moment because I did a lot of warping and distorting of that image. Then I can pull it over and see what I got. So I got a very distorted image. It's a little large, but I can zoom way out and still see the bounding box for the image. And then I can scale it down. Notice I can distort the scale. If I don't want to do that, I hold down Shift and that will scale it in proportion. Especially when you're scaling people or other recognizable things, you want to make sure that you keep it in proportion. Okay, so then I have an interesting there, and a little pop-up learning tool, whoa, comes up to try to teach me new things. So be open to those as well for sure. So in your layers, it's like a sandwich. And this top layer is the piece of bread that is facing you, like you're looking down on the table at the sandwich. So this top layer is the piece of bread that's on top of the sandwich, and the background is the piece of bread that's all the way to the bottom of the sandwich. So I can move layers up and down in that order. I can move other layers behind other ones to get different effects. I might want to scale this up to be full size. Since it's my background, I'm going to drag it below. When you have a background here, you can't put anything below that, but you can always just get rid of that by turning it into a regular layer and deleting it if you don't need it. And then what's behind us is that telltale checkerboard that says we are all the way to the paper. So now I can start moving around, scaling, and juxtaposing the different pieces of my collage that I want to use. Juxtapose is a fancy art word that means how you place things next to each other or near each other. Okay, so now I can start to think about my composition and what I want to do for my collage. Okay, so make sure you're really taking this opportunity to learn these tools. This project is not just about spitting out a collage. It's about learning how to use Photoshop, getting really comfortable with these tools, and making something that you're proud of as a piece of your portfolio. So please make sure that I don't want to just see a bunch of squares and circles in your collage. I do want to come around as you're working and take a look at your layers, and this is the things I'm going to be looking for, that you've used a variety of these tools and are really embracing this. And as always, make sure you save your work. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, just to make sure I know where it's pointed to. And if this is closed, pop it open, and look at that, there it is in my GDIM folder. I hit Save. It'll ask me, you want to replace it? Sure. Once you know, oh, and when this comes up, you can hit Don't Show Again and OK. Once you know for sure that it's saved in the GDIM drive, then as you're working and making changes, you can just choose File, Save, or Command S and do a quick save. But you have to initially do that first Save As and make sure that it's saving in the right place. So I hope you have enjoyed learning some new things about Photoshop, and I'll see you in the next video for the next steps for our collage to vector. Thanks for watching.